Alright, I got two. Hello everyone, I just need to send off my link. Because I'm a very professional streamer, you gotta give me a second here. Okay, let's see here, go here, blah, blah, blah. All right, so, hello everyone, my name is Biscuits and or Mighty Space Fruit, depending on the current color of your shoes. Taking a look at this set here from KCIP, reverse pick, between Addictiveme and TomAquinas, two individuals I know a little bit about. I met Tom, he's a common member of the practice squad. I actually met him at the Garrison, nice fellow. Addictiveme, well-known caster, also part of what is reportedly, known to very reputable sources to be part of the handsomest bracket in TTLC, as am I. So I think the data there speaks for itself. But we're taking a look here at this reverse pick setting. I'll get more into this when we look at the Civ draft. It'll make more sense. But for right now, I'm simply taking a look here at the maps. So this is a play all three, not a best of three. So we will play on all three of these maps here. We have Arito Aya picked by Addictiveme, Tom picking Water Nomad, and Wolf Hill is going to be game number 1 as the admin pick that was not banned out. So Water Nomad is a pretty interesting pick because, as we'll see, if you're not ready for it, you will pretty much just lose on the spot. Very aggressive, pretty much all about galley fights, and typically ends very quickly because the galleys can range literally everything that you could imagine. All of the vills, all of your, pretty much everything, right? So it's all going to be about the galley war. And an interesting thing is in reverse pick, you probably play some really awkward matchups because it's really important to have a really good civ for Water Nomad. But when your opponent picks her civs, that will not happen, unfortunately for you. So it's a little interesting that Addictiveme could have banned out Water Nomad, but instead banned out Zawal. Maybe, he's seen a few games played on it, so maybe he thinks he can figure it out. Now, taking a look at the civs here. So, remember that this is reverse pick. So all of Addictive civs, Tom picked, and all of Tom's civs, Addictive picked. So you have to think about what are the worst civs that you can pick for your opponent on these maps, right? So Rita Aya, it is walled, but it's very close, and it's palisade walls, so pretty aggressive. Wolf Hill, map control is very important, but it is very wallable. Water Nomad, extremely aggressive and all about the galleys. So kind of interesting here that Addictive bans Vikings. Now, I assume this is because Addictive didn't want the possibility that Tom picks Vikings and then, Tom picks Vikings and then randoms into picking them. So you see how Tom here picked Britons, Cumans, Burmese, Magyars. Addictive picked Franks, Celts, Mayans, Teutons. It should be Maya now these days. But we have here these two random steals. So after you've picked all the civs for your opponent, you will randomly steal one of them, and you have to play the randomly stolen civ at some point. So you have to be a little cautious about the civs you pick, because you will have to play one of them at some point. But pretty decent pull, I would say. Addictive picking up Mayans, and Tom getting up Magyars. It's kind of interesting to me that Tom would pick Magyars, especially with Wolf Hill. That's kind of crazy. They're really good there. One, because they can kill the wolves, which can be quite annoying. And two, just because they can have a decent mana arm rush or scout rush, which is also pretty good on that map. Mine is also kind of a crazy pick, if you ask me. I think they would just kind of crush things on Irito Aya. Could be okay on Water Nama too for longer lasting resources. Humans, interesting pick as well. I mean, I guess, you know, if you look at most of these maps, they're not great for 2 TC boom, so that's fair enough. Burmese, Burmese doesn't even seem that bad, honestly. The problem I've run into is, honestly, I feel like most civs could be really good here. Celts can also be really good. I'm kind of surprised that's picked. Like, a Mana Arm Rush is really good on Irito Aya, so I'm not sure how that's going to play out. Teutons makes sense because I feel like, you know, they're very... Like, they have their farm bonuses, great eco bonus, but these aren't really, like, boomy macro maps, so... But we'll see how things play out. I think this is pretty good choices for both players. The Magyars and Mayans picks seem a little crazy to me, and the Celts especially with Irito Aya. I think on Wolf Hill you could be okay. It is very wallable. So, you know, the Mana Arm Rush probably isn't that nasty, but on Irito Aya, I think it will just crush. But we'll see. We're going to go ahead and head into game number 1 here, if I can remember. This is the scene. Very excellent. So, we're taking a look here. We have, in the red, TomAquinas with the Teutons. Addictiveme in the blue with the Cumans. I'm just going to 2x speed now for the Dark Age. Not much to comment on. But here on Wolf Hill, we have, as you might expect, 2 wolves. This is a wolf and this is a white wolf. And a bunch of relics. Now, something important to note about KCIP is that it is a standard victory setting. Meaning, if you get all of the relics, it'll start a 200-year countdown timer. I don't know how long that is in game, but it's pretty quick. Also, if you happen to get to Imp, you can place a Wonder and you can get a Wonder victory. That's a little unlikely to see, but it is a possibility. Also, something to note, of course, is that, you know, if you get all the relics, you're probably winning anyway, but just something to keep in mind. You know, we could see, you know, one player have a monastery here in the back, collect all the relics, and it would be a big boon for them. So we have Teutons and Cumans picked here. I'm just going to double check the civs. I think it's kind of crazy we didn't pick Magyars. My assumption is that we didn't pick Magyars for Tom because it's the obvious pick, but I still think it's good, honestly. I don't really know what we do with Teutons here. I mean, you can play them standard and feudal, just have, you know, cheaper farms, which is good. But I feel like the Magyars are going to do much better here. You know, go for a Scout Rush into CA. But we'll see. Tom does do some kind of strange things from time to time. Sometimes to his benefit, sometimes to his detriment. So we'll see what happens. Addictive going for the Cumans. I don't think he's going to 2TC boom here. I think he's probably just going to use the cheaper buildings to just, you know, get military out a little quicker. They have cheaper ranges and stables. They both cost only, I think it's just 100 wood each. Discount of 75 wood apart. Or a piece, rather. And we can see Tom is already walling up a little bit here, as I mentioned, right? It's very nice to wall up. Tom actually is a pretty nice setup in this corner. Can wall between these wood lines, or maybe here if you don't want to go that far out. Addictive also has a pretty good setup, too. I mean, it's not in a corner, but you can still wall here, here. The one thing you do have to be careful about, of course, is when you wall, typically you have your minerals here up front, and there is what could be a pretty nasty hill. That being said, Teutons are not known for their ranged options. They could still go for a range here, of course, but long term it's not really great, especially against... Actually, funny, this is a no bracer matchup for both players. Tom scouting Addictive's base. Addictive has not seen his opponent yet, does need to go check over here. Gonna be stable versus stable, so pretty standard so far. Getting double bed X and horse collar. No horse collar for Tom, but we do have cheaper farms. Forward spear does run into the classic wolves of Wolf Hill, but I think that may be intentional as a sort of wolf rush. I don't think it's going to do too much because we have loom and we've spotted it, but it will be annoying. This is like a bit of wasted time, and we may have a weakened Vil. We dropped the 11. Maybe don't laugh too much. We have some idle TC time already, but we're going to wall up here. So this Vil is weaker, so that could get picked off in the future. We'll see. 2 scouts out for Tom, 1 being the starting scout. 3 scouts already, almost 4 for Addictive. So a little better on the scout rush here. Let's Scout's going to come in. We don't have a spear, actually, because we lost our forward spear to the wolves. And I think we are going to get a Vil pick, which is looking pretty good for Addictive, but not a huge lead. Yep, we do get the pick here. But we're making more spears, so not a big deal. We will be walled pretty quickly. Addictive might want to just go around. But yeah, typically, you know, if you go for the stable into Scouts play here, you're just looking to wall up nicely. You could consider going for like a forward range or something and go really aggressive, depending. I don't think either player is going to go for that likely, because we see Tom's already walled up quite a bit of walls from Addictive, so they probably just want to go into Castle Age. Needs to see some more farms from Addictive. Only 8 farms, 13 for Tom. And the Scouts might die to the spears. It is pulled away. Ooh, nice block. We can't just run past the TC though. Okay, we do get a loss of a Scout. Not a huge deal. Addictive really needs to add some more farms behind this though. And I mean, I like, this is good activity, but we don't want to fall behind the farms. You can see, look here, Tom with a nice 2 farms, 15 farms already. Only 7. We need to add more. That's going to make a big difference when it comes to our castle time. I think this Vil's not going to die. And we also need to finish this wall. It's a little awkward. I would have preferred just keep the stone safe while here and here, but not a big deal. I mean, we're going to gold already, which, if that's for a range play, I like it. If it's not, I don't like it. And I don't like the range play here because we've already lost a lot of our Scouts. I think this is still good, like we have a 2-Vil lead. But we really need to add some more farms. Also, we have a lot of idle TC time already, but it's pretty even between both players, so not a big difference just yet. Scouts looking around, and now Scouts are going to come forward for Tom. I actually have no spears back home, so they could find some damage. A lot of the Vils are clumped up. I think there is a hole here. Does Addictive see it? He does see it. Very nice. Might actually be able to pick this. Oh, does not see the range. That's actually kind of a big deal. Okay, we do see a market. Oh, we can fight that. Couple weak Scouts. Again, no spears right now for Addictive. Oh, we do have a spear, sorry. Should be fine. They're pretty high HP. They might get a Vil, but as long as we fight back, we should be okay. Did deny the market there. It's quite nice. And another Vil kill. Up to 5 kills for Addictive. And yeah, we're going to fight this off. We might lose a Vil or 2, but I think we just want to clear this up. We don't want them to just stand there. That's not great. Not only is that bad for your eco, but it's also quite bad psychological damage, because later they're going to think about the fact they could have saved their friend, but instead they just stood there looking. Looking for some more damage. We're going to run into 2 spears. Ooh. That's pretty ugly there. And now, this range plays a little awkward. We're floating a lot of wood. Again, really nice farming eco for Tom. One thing we do have going for Addictive is that we have Horse Collar, but really need to add some more farms, or yeah, use a market or something like that. And our range has not really done anything just yet. I think we needed to pull our Scouts away. I mean, this was good. I liked being active, but you don't want to get, like, you know, in here. We have a lot of spears. Pull your Scouts away for when you bring your archers. Yeah, we're even going to fletching, so we really need to not do that. It's going to be bad for us. Also, they're going to take a while to get there, but we're still open here for Tom. And we really don't want to go into a range right now. So I think we're going to be up to castle first for Tom. Ooh, even wheelbarrow. But these archers could find a nice timing. That being said, we only have 3. And okay, now we have 4. I think, yeah, we go forward with this. Because we can stop this walling. The spears can't do anything. Tom really doesn't want to go into a range at all. Only 3 archers is not that threatening. Oh, no. Addictive, what are you doing? You don't pay them to just stand there, do you? I mean, you go with 4, sure, but... Oh. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, I think these archers need to be here already. But, somewhat fortunately for Addictive, is that our opponent went for wheelbarrow before clicking up. So at least there'll be some more time until they can get, like, a siege workshop. But yeah, we're still lagging on or floating a lot of wood still. See, that was the problem where we didn't add farms early enough. Oh no, we're going around here. Oh, Addictiveme, what are you doing? Oh, you could go around the other side. Okay, well. Now the bright thing here is, again, we still don't have a range. And we really don't want to drop a range. Okay, we're gonna drop a tower. I think that's unnecessary if you ask me. Because you see, we could just plug up this gap. And we should be fine, honestly. But I mean, I don't mind it. If it gives you some peace of mind, it's okay. Just mine some stone. It's actually right next to the mining camp, so it's not a big deal. Oh, okay, interesting. We're gonna add a second TC for Addictiveme. Okay, so we're gonna stay in feud a little longer. I'm not sure if I like that. I think I'd rather see the click up and then... Because, yeah, see, look, we're not gonna find any damage to their feudal army. Our opponent's gonna go up to Castle Age. We really need Castle Age options here, because we only have 2 scouts and 5 archers. Okay, the scouts run into the spear. There's another spear. Do we kill? Okay, looks alright. Now we just harass the farmers here. We do get another kill, nice. And we have a lot of army actually for Tom, but it's just spears right now, which is cannot do anything against the archers. But we can drop another TC, we can drop a siege workshop, and we should be just fine. Addictive can click up pretty soon. Ooh, I like this. That's very nice. Tom sneaks out with it. Monastery's gonna grab their relics. So, should give you some nice ecom. Now, this looks pretty awkward for Tom right now. I guess this is, you know, it's nice to have the tower here, but we're off of wood right now, actually. Okay, but we're gonna make a few knights. No upgrades on them, but this is nothing too scary. They can still deal with it. Your knight can get micro down, but it's only 5 archers, so it's not a huge deal. And also, we're gonna lose one to the tower. You still haven't clicked up. Ooh, that's really late for Addictiveme. But we do have a decent eco lead. We will have a second TC before. I don't think we've seen the monastery. So I think this is... It's a kind of even position. It maybe sounds a little odd to say looking at things. But I think, you know, Tom has a better eco setup here. Has some knights out already. You know what? But, yeah, well... I mean, it looks tricky. We need to put the... Yeah, we need to put the relics in. Yeah, so the knights can clear this up pretty easily. I think we need to add a second TC pretty soon. We have nothing on stone, though. We can just buy it. Yep, the knights are going to clear up. And now I think we should go forward with those knights. Making a siege workshop. I mean, I guess it's fine. You're floating a lot of res. You can make it in feudal age. It's nice to have. We don't really need it right now, unless we're being aggressive, but we don't have any army. We should really think about getting some upgrades if we're going to go into, like, step lancers or knights. Like, we should have clicked our bloodlines and armor already. We have so much res. Getting gold mining, okay. Okay, we are getting a stable down. So we have 2 stables. But we're going to get a lot of relics for Tom. And we're going to have 2 monks already, yeah. That's a lot of relics. We have the siege workshop. 4 on wood. I don't know what's going on with the eco balance here for Addictive. It's getting a little messy. Ooh. Can we pick up this monk? And he's another hit. Oh, not quite. It's close, though. Close. Looking for another monastery. Alright, so... We can think about going light cav and knights. Oh, nice kill. Okay. That's decent value. I mean, you can see now... That is a lot of relics. It's going to make a really big difference when it comes to the gold. I'd really like to see a second TC, though, for Tom, if we're not going to, like, push really aggressively. We haven't made anything out of the siege workshop yet, so, you know, I think that'd be useful. We're making a monastery, which is fine. You know, we want to get at least 1 relic to deny the relic victory and convert some knights. No wheelbarrow for Addictive, and Tom has bowsaw and about to have handcart, so even though we have more vills, we might still get a res collected lead, because our vills are going to work a little more efficiently. We need some more monks in. We still have no upgrades on our light cav. Really need to see bloodlines and scale barding armor. Or forging even. I mean, like anything really. But this is a nice position for Tom. We are also missing blacksmith upgrades on our knights and bloodlines. This is a nice TC, you know, since we're still open here. You know, you might think just put it on the woodline, but I actually quite like this because it gives you a little more protection. At some point, you probably want to full wall this just to be safe. Okay, we're already seeing the second armor. Oh, we're going for a castle. Ooh. Castle with 4 light cav against this. Well, if we get some conversions, it might work out for us. Okay, now we're getting bloodlines and armor. We don't have any upgrades, but these are still knights. These are 2 knights. Extra armor on them. And the relic victory has begun. So you can see it's pretty quick. But there's still time for Addictive here. Oh, what are you doing? You gotta send your arm. Oh no, what is this? Oh, this is gonna be disaster. We can't just go forward like this. We saw the opponent. Why are we castling here? Oh no. Tom, pop out the scorpions. Okay, I think we will convert this. We might get another conversion here. Oh, pop out the scorpions. We could have killed so many vills. It looks kind of messy. I think it's okay for Addictive. The knights didn't have the best engagements. And these monks aren't doing anything. They could be healing. Okay, but I think this will be a clear for Tom, yeah. It still looks okay. We're floating a lot of res. You need to add like a bunch of farms. And I think we, honestly, it sounds a little awkward, but we probably want to make our own knights. But yeah, that was a big loss. We can't really fight knights with just light cav. It does not work out. We're even going for atonement, which is a little crazy. But I guess it makes sense, you know, if you think about it, right? They're like, well, if I have less eco, but I have the relic victory, if I just deny my opponent ever getting a relic, then we should be okay. We're gonna go into pikes and cav archer. That's okay. We need some more farms, though. I think this is still an okay position. With 2 TCs, Tom is starting to close up the Vil lead. And this is not great. Hopefully we delete this. But it's still playable, I would say. Mangano coming forward to just witness the slaughter of the castle. Hopefully we delete this, like I said. I think we could have put like a castle here. I know it feels like pretty bad, but it at least gives you position to push from, right? Because you want to push these monasteries down. But this is way too ambitious. Are we going to delete the castle? That's what I'm wondering. Adding another stable. Now, Tom looks pretty comfortable now, though. Oh no, the knights got through as well. We don't have anything to defend this. We don't have any monks. We don't have really any army. Now we're making more monks for Tom. Tom actually can go in pretty soon. You see, we don't have the eco upgrades, really, for Addictive. I mean, it's nice that we have the horse collar farms, but now we are getting kind of destroyed back home. And we're going to lose our eco lead pretty quickly. Our vills are not working as efficiently as our opponent. And look how many farms Tom is adding. Very nice. Is housed. Does need to sort that out. Tom could also think about putting more on stone and getting a castle up here just to keep things safe. And Addictive looks in a pretty bad spot here. Still playable. I mean, this is pretty awkward to deal with at this point. Like this kind of clumped up mess is pretty awkward, but we can still make Lycav to snipe the monks and the siege and try to avoid our pikes getting cleared up by the siege. But we are down to 40, almost 40 deaths on the villagers for Addictiveme. Now we have a really nice lead for Tom. I still think there's a shot. We could make our own siege. Oh, yeah, okay. Battering him. That's a good idea. I like that. And I think we do need to mix in some Lycav just to kill the monks, because this is going to be quite irritating. Not just for the conversion possibility, but also healing the knights. But we have a really big lead in the army department for Tom here. Okay, we're going forward. Our pikes aren't fully upgraded. They are missing like the attack and the second armor, but they do have squires at least. Now, the scorpions are a pretty big deal. If we can get in close to the battering ram, though, we can clear them up. Another awkward thing, of course, is the fact that we're holding a hill. So, these scorpion shots are just going to shred through the pikes. Yeah, we need to garrison those in the rams. And the GG is called there. That is a victory for Tom. So, it looks like a pretty nice situation for Addictive, but I think he looked a little bit confused about what army he wanted to go for. I think really it was when he went for the ambitious forward castle. I think that was like, I know he probably was feeling the pressure on like taking care of these relics, which I understand. But look at this. At the end of the game, we still have 100 years left. So we had time. We could have dropped a castle here. It would give us a nice position to push from. I know it's kind of awkward. Like, it doesn't, you know, it doesn't feel like it does anything right away. But actually, it gives you a position to fight from because your opponent can't push into that. And then, you know, maybe you can scale into Imp. If you get a single Treb out, it kills these. I think the Lycav were a decent choice, but I think we needed to mix in Knights or Pikes earlier. And also, we were missing a lot of upgrades. So, you know, it looked like a pretty decent... I mean, it looked really good for Addictive, I would say, in Feudal Age. Nice and aggressive, but I think Tom's eco setup and defense was just a little bit better. And had, like, I would say, kind of a nicer game plan, at least when we got into Castle Age, right? Defend this position, get the relics, give you a big eco bonus, and also a victory condition that might make your opponent act a little more recklessly, or I don't know if recklessly is the word, but, you know, might make them just a little more aggressive than they need to be, you know, feel a little more rushed in general. So, let's go ahead and get into game number 2. Game number 2 is going to be Water Nomad. Water Nomad being Tom's pick for a home map. And as I mentioned, Water Nomad is an extremely aggressive map. It is pretty much all about the galleys. Ah, welcome, Zark. Yes, welcome to YouTube. I'm sure I will get many complaints, but they will enjoy it when they will see that their VOD is automatically available on the live section of my YouTube channel. But we're seeing the fan favorite, Water Nomad. We picked Celts, which makes me sad, because we could have gone Celt and Arito Aya. But let me check the picks. I mean, I guess, yeah, do you want to go Franks or Magyars? But, I mean, that's why Tom's draft is a little weird. Like, we could have gone Magyars on, you know, the other map. I guess they're going to be fine on Arito Aya. I mean, the Celt's wood bonus will be nice here, but I don't know. I feel like they're better used on Arito Aya. But I guess it's like, you know, you don't have the best choices, so. But we do have here Addictiveme with the Britons. Also, hold on. This is not a best of 5 at all. This is a best of 3. This is group stage. And this is KCIP. My bad. I totally forgot about that. But we have Tom in the red with the Celts. Addictive in the blue with the Britons. We're seeing, looks like, ooh, actually kind of a late click up for Tom. And also for Addictive. Both players clicking up a little later than I would expect. I guess Celts are sick on Water Nomad. It's just like, I'm disappointed because I want to see Man-at-Arms. I want to see Celtic Man-at-Arms. That's really what I wanted to see. We're not going to see that here. We're just going to see galleys. Again, why I feel like Celts is a weird pick. I honestly feel like they're pretty good on most of these maps. But we're going to see click up from Tom. Addictive. Oh. Addictive has a bit of a build problem. We're making... Oh, no. We're making fishing ships. Addictive, you're committing the first sin of Water Nomad. Do not make more fishing ships. This is a waste of wood. We don't have our second building to click up. And we don't have the food to click up. We are... I think we're already dead, actually. Oh, Addictive, you gotta ban Water Nomad if you don't know how to play it, man. I don't know how... Like, I don't know how else to put it. This looks super bad. Yeah, you say Celts is top 10? I can see that. Again, why? I think it's kind of an odd pick. I think they're really good, honestly. Britons is decent with the fact that they harvest the herdables faster. But what's not decent is the fact that Tom is up already. Is about to have 4 galleys. And Addictive has a single dock and no galleys and 10 fishing ships. So that is a waste of wood there. Because we already have the fishing ships, and we have all the water buffalo. So... It's looks pretty bad already, but we'll see. I'm not gonna just say the game is lost. We have blacksmith up. I think... Now, I don't know the expert opinion, but I think usually you just want to go for a third dock before. But in this case, it actually might be more useful to have fletching just to range more, since our opponent isn't even up to feudal. Celtic Bulgarians are good on a lot of these maps. There's a lot of shorefish maps, so min-arms are actually really good. That's why I thought it was funny how many people I've seen pick Celts on a lot of these maps. We don't have fish and fish right now, but... Yeah. We're going to see a demo, and we're also going to see all of our eco just get completely obliterated. Yeah, that's not great. I would say, even though it looks awkward, you should really just stay on this gold and put a lumber camp here. Okay, we could see a nice demo, or not, unfortunately. A good thing it doesn't do any friendly fire damage. I think, I'm sorry to say, I think, yeah, we're making a fire galley. I think this is over already. See, that is the glory of Water Nomad. If you are not prepared, you will just lose. Which is maybe good if you are prepared and your opponent is not. Which is probably why Tom picked it. Which it seems to have worked out for him in this case. Yeah, we're up to 7, about to be 8 galleys, and Addictive has none. Now, we are making some fire galleys, so we could see some misplays from Tom, but I don't think the odds are in Addictive's favor here. 19 vills, or 19 eco units, I should say, to 25. Tom's also not producing vills. I don't know if that's intentional. I actually think that is okay. You just want to keep making galleys. Addictive might be thinking about... No, I don't know. I think we are just a little lost. Yeah, see, the galleys are now gonna kill. This is why we don't go for fires. Because you just mass up too many galleys and they don't do anything anymore. There's way too much space to micro around. Yeah, that's gonna die. That's gonna die. And we are housed though, so I mean, you know. If we don't kill any of our opponent's units, they will get housed. Because they have too many units. So that is play for some wood savings. Again, the other Celts, so they have their wood eco is better than usual. Okay, we're going to make a demo. That might get a nice shot, but I still think it's going to save us. Actually, it might kill some because they're low HP. Alright, gotta... Oh, no. Oh! That was decent, but we don't have any follow-up, so it still doesn't really matter. Unfortunately. I'm sorry to say, I think I'm just going to fast forward because I don't think there's any chance. We can't even drop a market because we don't have a mill. Think this is a... Okay, now we're going to add some fires to kill the buildings a little more faster. And, yeah, that should be the killing blow. I'm just going to... Okay, now we're getting double bit X. So, our wood eco at least be a little bit better. Maybe be able to compete with Tom's because, they don't have double bit X. But, yeah, this is Water Nomad. We can all blame Plotter Ghost for this one. I believe Mem really enjoyed, from what I've heard, really enjoyed this map being in the pool. So, we can all enjoy it together. And Addictive can too. But I have to say, you know, if you don't know how to play this map, you should ban it first ban. You should not let it be picked at all. Like, I think Addictive would have a better chance at Zawal if he didn't know how to play Zawal. But maybe he was just thinking, you know, I'll just let it rip. I'll see how it goes. But, you know, you can watch, for example, I think like where Syscon played this map. I think he's pretty good at the map. I think most of the pros that played this map in this tournament have a decent. That's a nice demo shot there. Could be another one. Yep. I think it was okay. But we're going to be up to Castle Age for Tom, but I think that will be the GG called there. We're going to go for Fire Galley. Oh, we're still sticking in. Alright. We're going to see what we can do. On the bright side, we didn't lose our docks. So at least we have that. But pretty soon, these War Galleys are going to outrange the TC. Actually, they already do. And it's even worse now with Bodkin. 8 range. So we're going to go mass fires here, which just does not work on this map. I mean, you get some nice demo shots, but yeah, all the fires are going to die. We can kill the TC even. And Addictive is super dead here. So you can see how it's actually really tricky, and the GG is called there. It's really tricky to pick civs these days that are bad because a lot of them are honestly good, or they can be good. See, even the Celts here, the Woodico is quite nice. Wood is like the biggest bottleneck when it comes to producing galleys. But yeah, to here, it really just seemed like Addictive didn't know the build, clicked up way too late, was way too late to feudal, and you can see how the galleys range everything. Also, there was no reason to make a lumber camp and a mining camp here. We can take this gold, and we can put a lumber camp here. It feels a little awkward, but it's way safer because the galleys range everything, as I mentioned. Also, a demo could kill, and that would be quite nasty. But I'm not going to linger on this too much. I think I think Addictive appreciates the problem there. Neos is the best prepared. Oh yeah, so you could watch one of his games, and I remember watching in Pick and Mixer. I think freaking Andy. I don't know if he got wrecked or he did the wrecking, but you know there was some kind of pro player that got wrecked to someone who was like a good player, 2K plus player, but not like pro level. Because want to know, Matt, you got to be ready for that map, and if you're not ready, you will just die, as we just saw. But anyway, I'm not gonna press on Addictive's wounds too much. We're not gonna be mean. You know, it happens. Don't worry, it happens. I've lost worse games than that. But we're gonna head into game number 3 as this is a playoff 3 set. And keep in mind, as I mentioned earlier, both players have to pick their randomly stolen civ. Sorry, things are getting pretty laggy. So they pick their randomly stolen civ. So we're actually seeing both here. We see the Mayans and the Magyars were both randomly stolen. So both players have to play them here. So you actually, it's kind of useful to know. Both players know what they're going to go up against, right? We're going to see Tom with the Magyars and Addictive with Maya. So this is an interesting matchup, right? Archers are going to be quite good on this map. However, what is also good on this map is Man-at-Arms Skirms. And you know what's good against the Maya? Skirms. So I almost wonder if you should, as the Maya here, just open Man-at-Arms and go into Skirms. Or go into Archers. Or maybe mix in some Eagles or something. It's a little tricky. I know that, you know, the Magyars here are going to have the better Man-at-Arms because they already have Forging. So they have an extra attack on you. And it's a little awkward too because, you know, your Eagles get countered by Men-at-Arms. But I think if you just go raw Archers, I think you just die. As long as Tom does not open Scouts. If Tom opens Scouts, then I think we just win. Well, I mean, not just win, but it's easier. And we Addicted going for the laming method, which is what I do, which is you go forward and you delete the enemy farms. If you're worried about this, you can keep your Scout around. Actually, we see... took some damage. That's another nice thing about having one of the Eagle civs is that your Scout wins in the Dark Age. See, Addictive's looking for some more farms. I interrupt myself, but if you're really worried about your opponent stealing these, you can honestly just get Loom and start farming in the Dark Age because there's nothing there but the Scout. You have at least two Vills, they can fight it off. You can also, you know, keep your Scout around, etc., and you should be fine. There's not really anything else you need to use them on, so... You want to see sneak Archers on this back wood line? Does this go all the way around? It looks like it's blocked here. So it looks like sometimes. Looks like it's blocked here though. But you could, in theory, like, if you chop through here, you could put some Archers here. And then like kill all of this. It's an interesting idea. We do have 3 rows of trees to get through though, so that might take a while. Seeing the barracks from Addictive. Normal timing. Barracks here. No one on gold, so I don't think we're going to see Men-at-Arms, unfortunately. I hope we delete these palisades so our pathing is not horrific. Nice. I like to see the walling. Assume we will finish the walling here. We could even... We probably don't want to include the gold. That's a little too much, but we could do that. And are we seeing farming? I'm going to slow down here. Okay, so Tom is farming. Addictive is not farming. I think that is bad for Addictive. Like, especially these, at some point, we will need to pull the Vills away. And you might think, well, I have all this food at home. Why bother? But it's nicer to save the safer food for later. You could be farming right now. Look at this. Tom is farming right now. Oh, we see a range and a stable. Interesting. But yeah, we're gonna see Scout and Skirm. Okay. This looks awkward for Addictive. I think we might have to go Skirms here. But we'll see. We haven't scouted anything yet, so I think we need to go forward with our Eagle. There's a spear there. It doesn't do anything. It doesn't do anything, unfortunately. Oh, that was close. Not quite. Horse collar for Addictive. Just double bit X for Tom, but we don't even need horse collar right now, right? We're not even making farms. See, this is kind of a waste. Well, one, we need a mill here. So we don't long distance mine. We do see the second scout, so we know what's up. We see at least, we know there's at least a stable. Haven't spotted the range though. I don't think we've seen any skirms yet for Addictive. This could turn pretty ugly for him. There's always a gap all the way around? Really? Because it doesn't look like it to me. Like, oh wait. Oh, maybe you're right. Like right here. Oh yeah, it's a little trippy there. Oh yeah, I guess you're right. It kind of looks like there isn't, but yeah, it looks like you're right. The hot dog lord is quite inspiring sometimes. Sometimes he's not very inspiring. Oh, we had a hole there, and there's always a hole. And the spear at least gets a kill. We don't... Okay, we do finish the hole, that's good. We need some more spears in here. And things are going to spiral pretty quickly for Addictive. And yeah, now the wall is broken through. We have Magyar scouts. This looks really nasty already for Addictive. And we don't have any army. We're making some more spears. We have archers. Okay. This looks pretty bad. And this is like a decent reason to pick mines for your opponent. If they're not prepared, on a map like this, they will just die to skirms. If they don't open skirms. Which I think you kind of have to open skirms here. Or you have to do like a double... Well, even if you do double range play, you still lose. But you probably have to go like something weird like Man at Arms or something. Because you can't do anything against these skirms. You can make eagles, but they're really slow. Honestly, I would like to see that. And I think we are going to see that. We're trying to clean things up here. We do get the wall down, so at least we have that. But now the skirms kill our archers. And our archers are the only thing we really have against these scouts. Maya was picked by Addictive. Oh, you're right. Addictive picked Maya and then randomed into them. Ah. I don't think... I mean... It's a good civ, but I mean, I could see why you would want to pick it and then counter it. Unfortunately, Addictive suffered from randoming into it himself. Now he's a really, really big deficit here in the army and in the eco. I think not getting the farm, not collecting from the farms actually hurt Addictive quite a bit. Also not getting the wall down, of course, right? But, you know, we could have been farming. We at least have these farms back here. But, like, you know, think about, we could have been saving wood. Like, we could have been collecting from these farms. We could have been collecting from these farms. And also, I think we had to open skirm. It feels pretty bad, but I honestly think we had to open skirm here. It's too close, and, like, you're not getting any damage with your archers. Unless we go forward right now and just kill all of this. We can see how Tom is keeping Addictive in his base, but I think you just go forward and kill this, and then Addictive could be in a decent spot. We're gonna wall up behind this. Now, skirms do not kill walls very quickly, but the scouts do, especially with forging. So we're gonna go forward and find some damage. This is good. I think we just have to send this as Addictive at this point. Might need to drop a tower eventually if we need to, but yeah, just keep going forward. Just kill everything. Yeah, we have to pull back from Tom. This is not walled still. We can still go around the back. But is Addictive going to do that? We haven't seen anything, so we don't know what's in the darkness. Oh, Addictive got Autobot. I'm sorry, dude. That is the nightmare of Nightbot there. I sort of forgot about its brutal policies. I'll have to check that at some point. But for now, yeah. First message you got blasted. I'm sure you said something heinous, so glad we don't have to worry about that. Unfortunately for Addictive, now our opponent is going to be up to Castle Age, and in Castle Age we can just make some knights. Actually, didn't have a blacksmith earlier. But we did a lot of damage here, and we collected a lot of food from these farms, and now we are walled. Second stable. Probably going to see knights here. Could do light cav as well if you wanted. I think knights are a little bit better. And Addictive's roaming for some damage. Could actually find some damage if we go forward and, like, kill these vills. But our opponent's up to Castle Age. With some market use, we could be there soon. Now, I don't think this is a good idea. Like, I'd rather just go forward the archers. Like, just leave your eagles to clean this up. But I think what we could be doing, if not kill vills, we could be really annoying. We could kill this vill, but instead she gets to peacefully harvest the deer. Oh, not anymore. Never mind. I spoke too soon. Okay, so we did get a kill. Armor is coming in for the knights, which we will need against 8 archers here. Actually, a decent amount of eagles. Looks okay for Addictive. But I think we really need to click up here. We do have a market. We really need to click up, honestly. I don't think full feudal is the play. Also, the eagle is hitting the palisade, which we should be hitting the knight. We do kill a knight. We can still micro this down, at least do damage to the knights. Okay, we're gonna click up soon. And now actually we haven't... Oh no, it's not a real equal league because we have the research time. But this actually looks okay. This is like buying us time, where Tom doesn't have time to go for the knights or get his siege workshop. It's still gonna be kind of brutal. We're gonna have a lot of knights in our face with... What's the name of this again? Iron casting. But it's okay. It's still playable for now. Yeah, you did have to pick Maya. You have to pick the randomed steel, so that you have to pick the random steel basically, right? You can't just ignore it. You have to pick it at some point. And because neither of you played your random steel earlier, you have to pick it on game 3. I mean, Addictive, why did you not ban Water Nomad? I mean, I don't know. Like, if you don't know how to play it, you should just ban it. But instead, you banned the wall. I mean, it's very gutsy, I'll give you credit, but I don't think it's a good strategic play. Game 1, honestly, you had a pretty good lead. I would say pretty good position, but I think the castle is what killed you. Like, going for the forward castle is what killed you. But I'm not going to dwell on your past mistakes too much. It's alright. Let's look at your current mistakes here. Again, this is pretty bad, but it's not, like, game over fully. We have a lot of res in the bank. We could even add a second TC if we wanted to. No second TC from Tom. Interesting. So we actually sold some stone to get up. But yeah, so we're going to see Bodkin. We need to see Crossbow as well. We need to be really careful with this Mangonel, though. And we probably want to see our own Siege Workshop. Yep, there it is. So I think just buy some food. And honestly, I would like to see a second TC. Because we're going to get pushed here, and it would be nice to have some more space to work with. And we're floating a lot of res, so I think we can afford it. Spear's going in. Scorpion will deal with that nicely. Are we going to be a micro god? This is a really awkward, like, we don't have a lot of space to work with, so I think we're kind of tempting fate. Yeah, we get pulled off the gold. We don't have this, unfortunately. And we don't really have a safe gold anymore, which is really bad. But we have enough res we could sell for now. We get a Mangonel out soon. We're going to have a Crossbow in. We're not making a second Mangonel for Tom yet. So if we clear this up, maybe even get a monastery. I mean, we're floating the res. We could get a monastery, make like a single monk. I know it's really tight on the gold, but we're floating the res. May as well do something with it. We're going to go forward. This Mangonel is really dangerous. This siege is really good on this map because it's palisade walls, and you're really stuck in, like, tight corridors where a single Mangonel shot could end the game. Ooh. Okay, that's nice. We killed the Scorpion. Have to be really careful here. Ooh. Amazing. Please repair that, though. Actually, we can push out now. I know we don't... Like, it's dangerous, but we could actually kill these knights. Okay, excellent. Okay, we're gonna see him. Second Mangonel. It's actually... is okay, again, for Addictive. We can think about dropping a second TC. I actually would like to see it maybe here. Secure some gold. Do we see that gold? No. We see this. Like, on this map, you either want to sell the stone or add a second TC, right? Because there's no more, so you may as well use it. And you probably aren't going to buy a castle. Okay. A nice, decent shot. We need to micro these knights down. Instead, we are doing nothing. And we're going to lose a lot of them. That's unfortunate. We need to make some more crossbow. I think we need to delete these palisade walls and make... Oh! Zark, your dream has come true. Single CA. This is actually chopped through for Addictive. I kind of like that we're just fighting this. Because we don't really want to send anything to deal with this. Wow, actually we chopped through. And we sent CA. I didn't realize... Dang, I should do that next time I play this map. So, things have sort of stabilized. I really think we need a second TC, though. Like, either sell the stone or second TC. Like, we're going to keep getting pressure on our face, and I think we need to secure some safe gold access and some safe eco. This Mango's going to roll forward, clips the other Mangonel, but will die to the Knights. Monastery would go pretty hard here. We're pretty cramped at home, though. Things are quite awkward for Addictive. Yeah, so I didn't know. I thought when I was looking at this that there's sometimes not a gap, but this is misleading. There is always a gap, apparently. So if you chop through, you can actually send something. Now, unfortunately, in this case, for that CA, it just died. But you could just, like, park something here and be a real pain. That does mean your opponent could also do the same thing to you. Now, we're coming up with the Ram, which I actually like. We can just clear up this Scorpion. And we actually have no... Oh, no, we have another Mangonel. This is low HP. We have to not get sniped. We should bring the crossbows forward. Getting wheelbarrow. We've sold all of our stone for Tom. Oh, the Mangonel goes down. Where's our crossbows doing? Oh, please bring them forward, though. Oh, they could be killing all of these knights right now. Instead, it's, like, decent. But these could be all dead right now. Instead, the crossbows are on vacation. There's no Mangonel. Why are they standing back there? So please, second TC or sell your stone. Do something with it. Build lead is not there for either player, though. Game is pretty even. Kind of even. Going into crossbow? I think that's a misclick. Alright, that's unfortunate, but we can still micro this down. Or yeah, even just send the pikes for it. There's nothing to defend. Okay, good. I like being cautious here. Okay, excellent. I like that. Not tempting fate. Town watch coming in. And nicely walled. It's actually not walled here, but I don't think Addictive knows about that. Is a decent amount of knights. Oh, second TC. Okay, I'll forgive him because he doesn't see this gold. I kind of would prefer it on the woodland and the gold, but I'm okay with this. It secures a gold, which is great. I'm gonna snipe this monk. We're gonna make eagles. I think we just go knight crossbow. I feel like that feels decent here. There's a lot of knights. They're getting the second armor now, but not yet. Is Addictive gonna react? This is pretty hard though. That's a lot of knights. I think we're gonna get cleared up here. We could at least clear some of them out. We're gonna make some more pikes. I think we just have squires on these, right? Yeah, just squires, which is good. It makes them slightly better. I actually think Tom could have cleared that up, but he is scared off, which is good for Addictive. And we're only 1 TC for Tom still. We actually sold all of our stone. Floating a lot of res for Addictive. Could make... Oh! Snap. Relic victory again. Only 2 relics. Oh yeah, fair enough. This is not that threatening though, honestly, as long as Addictive stays calm and does not panic from seeing this, because it's so forward. And we see this. Like, we know it's there. Oh, sorry, there's 4 relics. My bad. We just have to, you know, sit a Mangonel here. We just need to produce enough army to clear up the knights, which we can do. Okay, interesting. We're going to see crossbow from Tom to deal with the other pikes. Okay, I think I like it. It's cheaper to get into and cheaper to produce than a CA, so I think that's okay. It's a little weird against Maya, but it's not a bad choice. I kind of like it. We're missing Bodkin, though. That's really big. We also do not have a university for Addictive, so no ballistics for either player. And a lot of knights, though. We're making... The thing is here, Tom is just making way more army. Now bought the stone for a second TC. We're making, like, way more army. We need to keep producing for Addictive. That's a scary amount of knights. We do have better upgrades than the crossbow, at least. We don't have the armor. Now we see the crossbow. We probably want to get ballistics in the armor. Really need to keep producing army, though. See, we're floating a lot of res. Maybe think of going imp. But I don't think that's the play right now. I think now you just need to keep making army. You need to make more pikes, too. Let's see how the micro is. So, yeah. So we pulled the pikes away. Now we're going to snipe the crossbow with Addictive's crossbow. It looks pretty bad. A lot of the pikes died. So we kind of lost our meat shield against the knights. And even though these crossbows just have fletching, oh, we're going to get thumb ring. I don't think we have thumb ring in. That actually will make a really big difference. And no ballistics for either player. I think, is Addictive thinking about going for ballistics here? I'm not sure. Or sorry, Imperial Age. We need to keep producing army, though. That's for sure. We don't have the buildings to go up. Oh, no, we do. We actually could. I don't think it's good. Like I said, I think it really looks like we need more vills on wood. And also the eco upgrade. See the university now. Oh, we bought a castle for Tom. Yeah, see, look, Tom has just kind of been better about producing military. We have 21 knights. And we're probably going to get ballistics in the near future. Getting the armor in now. But things are snowballing pretty bad for Addictive here. Another thing is that we do have the eco lead too, but like at some point we do need to deal with these monasteries. I don't think it's that bad, but if Tom keeps an Addictive's face, it's going to be really difficult to get forward. And, okay. This is a lot of knights. I think we could just send it, honestly, for Tom. We really don't even need to be scared of these pikes, but I guess I like being smart. That sounded just like a statement. I do like being smart, but I like Tom's move to be smart here. And now the knights are going to collapse on the Expo. A beautiful Magyar castle has come up. And I think we're going to get cleared up here for Addictive. Man, look how much res we had, though. Think about it. If we kept producing military, I think we would have been okay. But Tom was just better here at producing military, and I think seemed a little bit more familiar with the map. But I still think this was a very competitive game, honestly. I think that Addictive had a really good shot here. So much army than me, I'm not making anything, can kill me whenever he wants. You know, I don't know. Honestly, it did look like Tom was a little more aware, like had a little more better idea of what to do on the maps. And also would not let me change the scoring for some reason. Alright, well anyway, that's a 3-0 for Tom. But honestly, Addictive, you had a good shot. I think there are definitely parts where you look confused about what you needed to do. Especially Water Nomad, where I would recommend banning it if you don't know how to play it. But fair enough. But really, the biggest thing here was you just didn't produce army. You didn't produce enough army. Like, you sort of were floating a lot of res. You need to keep spamming your production buildings. And yeah, you had 3 range here. And it's kind of awkward to engage because your pikes are slower. So the knights can just pull them back towards the crossbow, and your crossbow aren't fighting. But you're also missing some upgrades in your crossbow. You didn't have thumb ring, didn't have the armor, didn't have ballistics. So things tend to snowball. That's kind of how it goes on this map. It's pretty aggressive. Things snowball quite quickly. But, you know, it's good you were able to pull it back from the feudal age where it looked like you were kind of dead, but going into castle it actually looked okay. But that is the set for us, folks. You can live down banning Water Nomad. Yeah, you can live down banning Water Nomad. Why? I think a lot of people ban Water Nomad. If you don't, you know, listen, it's just gonna be suffering for you. Why pick it if you don't know how to play it? There's no reason to suffer like that. You already have to suffer in reverse pick, so why make it worse for yourself? Yeah, no problem. You can watch the cast back. Don't worry, I'm not that mean. I'm not like other casters who are very mean. You can catch it in my live tab. I don't know. I think I will cast another set. This one didn't take that long. So I think I will go ahead and cast Genoese Crossbowman versus Jawoloping Chris. That's what I was looking at for my next cast. We'll see how it goes. I don't know how long the games are going to go. I will probably have to eat lunch in the near future, but I think I'm just going to go with it and we'll see where it goes. So we're going to go ahead and load up game 1 here. I guess I should probably change the stream title. We'll wait for this game to load. My PC is really not built for streaming. With all of these concurrent processes running, it tends to be unhappy about things. Okay, capture age is loading. Nothing has exploded yet, which is excellent news for me. Alright, hold on. I'm going to pause here. So, let me see if I can change the title here. Yes, this is not Addictiveme. This is Genoese Crossbowman versus Jawoloping Chris. Okay, so I guess I'll go ahead and ping these players if they are around versus Jawoloping. Yes. Okay. So, make sure nothing has broken. So, let's go ahead and take a look. So, we are here with the blue. We got Jawoloping Chris with the poles. Genoese Crossbowman here in the green with the Maya. Now, both of these players, if you've been around, you're likely familiar with in some way. I do not know if Genbo knows Chris. I assume he probably does. Chris is known for really aggressive forward strategies, likes, you know, going for with mana arms, likes Cumin Ram Rush in Feudal Age, likes to go up to Castle Age and go for forward siege. Genoese Crossbowman, I don't know. I think he likes quite a bit of different things. I think he likes to play with lots of army. I've played him quite a bit. He's a good player. I've seen him around a lot. And we have here, poles are picked for Chris, and Maya are picked for Genoese Crossbowman. Now, like the Maya, I don't know why everyone's picking Maya here. Like, it's a good civ. It seems like an odd thing to do. But, at the same time, they do die to skirms. So, people might be thinking about that. I'm not sure. Poles were picked here for Chris, presumably because they are a very eco-focused civ. Right, they have the full warks, which give them a really nice farming bonus. And Chris is not known for his eco setup, let's say. Does not typically get Horsecaller, but we'll see. Maybe Chris is able to adapt and change things up. Maya were picked here, again, which seems crazy to me. Maya are very good for going for archers. And we saw this map earlier. It's very easy to wall up. However, the map control is super important because of all these relics. There are also a lot of wolves, and not wolves, around the map. So you have to be pretty cautious, especially if you're going to send it forward. If you're sending a forward, I recommend just taking a long way all the way around, because even if you have a loom, you might encounter a bundle of 2, and it will die. Sometimes we see a setup like this, where you're very close to your opponent. So going for a forward is not so bad. It looks like Chris is up to his usual shenanigans. We'll see what he does. He might be going mana arms here as well, which you can do with the poles. I mean, they don't get Gambesons, but they get Squires at some point, which is nice. I like this little cubby here. We clicked up for Chris. I'm going to go down to 1x speed now. Coming forward with the Vills. And I guess we could also Tower Rush. For example, we're not on stone. And we don't even have a barracks up, so yeah, I think it's gonna be forward, men arms, maybe with archers too. The thing is that the Maya should have a decent option against this. We could spam a lot of range. Sorry, a lot of range units, archers specifically, but we're not walling. Genbo, what are you doing? You can't just leave this open. Oh man. Okay, well. Did we get Loom? We got Loom. Okay, so we can Vil fight this, actually. But I think we really need to block off our opponent. Luckily, we have a safe gold back here. We're up to Feudal Age, but we don't have the wood for our range because our Vils were fighting. And things are about to get very scrappy. The Eagle doesn't do anything. Just jumbles around. I need the range. But Chris is still in. The range is not up yet. We have 2 militia coming in. Our Vils also regenerate for the poles. It's pretty slow, but it will give us a slight lead in the Vil fighting. Okay, we have 3 militia now. Man-at-Arms is going to come in pretty soon. We have to be careful about Vil fighting too much because our eco is horrendous when it comes to wood. And the range is up. Do we see a crossbow? Sorry, an archer produced? Now we do. We've lost 2 Vils already, though. We're going to lose the Eagle. No Vils lost for Chris. Okay, good. I like that we get the walls up here. That's really important. And we are going to see a range as well. So this presumably will be skirms, which might be pretty difficult for Genbo to deal with. Might need to drop a tower somewhere. I didn't even think about this, but I don't know why we dropped a lumber camp here. We should really drop a lumber camp here. Because look how terrible this wood line is now. But at least they were here to wall, I guess. Oh, that is not closed. Don't drop a house. Getting double bit axe. And we're gonna try our best here. Might see a berry heist here. And the skirms are coming out. No upgrades on the skirms. Genbo really needs to rush fletching as soon as possible, but it's gonna be difficult with this horrendous wood line. And back home, I was gonna say 5 peaceful villagers doing nothing on vacation. This is very funny to me that Chris is just gonna do the same thing he always does with a civ that is not like his first pick. I mean, it can still work, especially on a map like this where the rush distance was so close. But yeah, no fletching for either player yet. It's a really big deal to have fletching here. Even against the skirms, it can give you much better engagements. We're not walled here, so this gold could get threatened with a tower. This gold is not safe either. Neither is this gold. So things are gonna get pretty tense for Genbo in the near future, I think. We're adding farms, sadly under the TC, when we could put it under the Folwark. And we have a lot of idle Vils. And we are microing against uphill skirms. Now we have the blacksmith fort, but this really pens in our Vils. And we can still go around the side. We're getting fletching in, so that's good. These forward Vils. Building a lumber camp. Going to defensive tower. I think this is decent, but I would like it more forward, because I think we can still range the gold. Also, we need to wall this up. We should also finish these walls as well. We're about to run out of food equal as well for Genbo, so we need to add some farms or get back onto the berries. That's going to cause a pretty big eco collapse in the near future. No box formation from Genbo. And no upgrades for Chris, so the archers can micro this down. But we have to be careful about not getting snowballed. Ton of Vils. Strong desire for berries. They are ravenous for berries. Second range coming up. Yeah, it looks like we probably have the eco for it, but again, this gold is going to get harassed repeatedly because our tower is not that far forward. And we're not even fully walled. Okay, we're wall here, but this is not walled. You see how awkward this blacksmith as well makes the pathing for your Vils. This is the benefit of playing aggressive, right? It really makes your opponent do things kind of awkward and clumsily. We're actually going to get wheelbarrow. Which is okay, I guess. Oh, what is this, Chris? Why are we farming under the TC? We're poles. Like, look, it's not like your opponent's gonna come to your base anytime soon. Even just like make a Folwark here. That's horrendous. We get a Vil pick. Yeah, these berries are not very safe for us. I watched part of these games live, but I actually didn't see any of this game. I live from Genbo's POV, that is. Yeah, I feel addictive on the drafting. Honestly, it's really hard to think of what's bad. I think it's like, if you can, you pick something that's bad for your opponent, like for them to play. And like some things aren't, like some civs don't have the best bonuses for the particular maps. Like poles make sense here as a pick because it's like, Chris is not really using, I was gonna say he's not really using any of the bonuses, but actually he is now. Of course, it's still not like, you don't really think of the mana arm rush is great. Poles can do a decent tower rush though, with the fact that collecting stone gives them gold as well. Now we're up to 2 ranges, but Chris is going to click up pretty soon. And now we actually are benefiting from the full work a little bit. That's a little awkward. This farm is gonna make future farms worse. But it's okay. But the thing is, Chris is keeping Genbo at his base and taking some better engagements from uphill. Genbo's still at his base here and doesn't have enough on gold, floating a lot of wood. It's going to be quite late to Castle Age relatively. We don't have a market either. If Genbo, found a way to lose 3 archers to the TC, then this could look good. It would look even better if we didn't lose those archers and we could kill all of Chris Eco. Because, again, we have nothing at home here for Chris. Everything is forward. We're making a blacksmith so we can make a siege workshop. Market coming up now. And now the army's coming forward, so it's kind of awkward. This is at least not Genbo's base anymore. But it's not great. It's not great. And when we get siege up, all of these archers will die to a few scorpion shots. So we'll need to have our own siege, or we'll need to have some eagles. And Genbo's still pretty far from Castle Age. Gonna look for some damage here. Does kill men at arms, which is nice. Castle Age is gonna be in for Chris really soon. So we're going to be up quite late. I assume we're going to see a forward siege here. I'd be surprised if we didn't. It'd actually be really nice for Genbo if we just killed these vills, but I think right now we are worried about this. Actually, we see a siege workshop at home to clear this up. Okay. And, okay. A siege workshop at both. Alright. The thing is here, Chris actually has been making vills. So we're not even that far behind. See the bears coming up? I assume we're going to see some eagle, which should do decently against the siege, as long as we get upgrades for them. We're up to Castle Age, 2 minutes away. This looks okay. A scorpion could clear things up really quickly, though, so Genoese Crossbowman is going to have to be quite cautious about this. You actually see a stable from Chris. Whoa. Yeah. Don't think... maybe it does get denied. Well, maybe not. Scorpion comes in, will kill all of this. We're still a minute away from Castle Age. Oh, the stable does go up, which is unfortunate for Genbo. Yeah, the pathing is pretty bad with these trees and the wolves. The wolf gets a kill there, actually. Would have been nice to clear up these forward vills earlier, but such is life. We have a knight coming up, but there's no upgrades, so actually we can just micro that down with the archers. I like this eagle coming forward to kill with the scorpion. These scorpions are going to be a big nuisance for us, but we do have eagles at least. No upgrades again. We're getting forging. I would like to see armor first, but that's okay. Scorpion coming forward, eagle coming forward, knight with no upgrades. Oh, but this is losing some archers before we can upgrade them. But we might just go full eagle now for Genbo, which I don't mind. I don't mind at all, as long as we keep getting upgrades for them. We're gonna go in on the scorpion, and the thing is, we do need the archers to deal with the knights, though. But now the eagles are upgraded Castle Age automatically. They're not eagle warriors, but they are stronger than the feudal age version. And we're coming forward with a ram and scorpions. It's actually really nice for Chris. This isn't the best eco setup because we don't have any eco upgrades, but we have been making vills, which does make a big difference for us. Are we going to see a siege workshop? We have a monastery up. We're making monks. But no armor on these eagles. They're still eagle scouts. And we lost a house. We are housed. And this is a pretty awkward clump. I mean, a single mangonel would do nicely, but it's kind of awkward and kind of late. We have Bodkin in for our tower and our archers, which is nice. I think we are going to clear up these knights here. And this is really awkward to engage now with all these scorpions. There's a weak one in there. Ram's coming forward. Our eagles are doing nothing in the back, but they are coming forward now. Okay, now we do have the siege workshop, and we need to get a mangonel out pretty much right away. In this sort of choke point, the scorpions are going to do really well. But a mangonel, if we see a mangonel, that would be really nice for us. Back home, Chris continues to... Wow, gets wheelbarrow. Amazing. I would love to see horse collar, though. It makes a really big difference for your farms, as the poles. Still no armor on the eagles, and still no mangonel. Jimbo really needs to make a mangonel. It's gonna, like, save him so much heartache. But instead he makes a second monastery. He's not even producing out of the first one. See, this is the tricky thing about all this aggression. It's like, makes it really hard to make the right decisions, and it puts you into kind of an awkward position. It's like, no, not unupgraded knights, by the way. So if we had enough eagles with upgrades, we could take them on. But instead, our siege workshop sits idle, our monastery sits idle, and our vills sit idle. And we are, you know, we really need to fire our urban planner because things are very cramped here. Back home, Chris, still making vills, is just fine. That being said, we've cleared up most of this mess. Cleared up most of this mess. We lost a lot of our army, but we actually do have a vill lead. We actually have a second TC. Kind of horrendous position. Doesn't secure any more gold for us. Kind of would prefer it here, but it's okay. At least it lets us to make more vills. And now, crossbow with Bodkin coming forward. Chris has nothing at home. We have this siege workshop, but it hasn't produced anything yet. So as long as we make a mangonel, which we are finally making, we can defend here. And the crossbow coming in, they can kill everything here. Oh, armor's coming in for the knights. So actually, they will be pretty dangerous. Again, these eagles just have forging, so they're not that good. We do have monks at least to convert the knights. And the crossbow, good damage, idles these vills, but I think we really need to go and kill all of this as well. I hope Genbo doesn't get wet feet. Ooh, Scorpion comes out though. Things are going to get quite awkward. Now, Chris is pushing forward. Ooh, these are low HP knights, but there's like nothing to stop them from just killing the mangonel. And now we lost the mangonel, and there's a bunch of rams, and there's just random stuff. And a lot of idle vills here. He needs to clean that up. A lot of idle vills here as well for Chris. If we go around the side, we can kill those. We might lose everything to the scorpions. Okay, we did convert some knights, so we have some Maya knights, which actually should clean things up here. Going into light cap for Chris. Wow. I don't think I've seen that before. We lose some more crossbows. Crossbows really like to die here in this spot. Kind of like where their last stand, you know? It's sort of a ritual spot. Scorpions come in, but the GG is called. As Chris's push is stalled out. And it takes a lot of damage at home. So, that's an interesting game. As you can see, even given a weird civ, or his rush, or his style of rush, I should say, they could be with tower rush, for example. Chris will just do the same thing. I wonder if he will do it on every single map, because some maps are probably less good for it. But this one, it seemed pretty decent, right? Like, we went forward, it's really close position, close distance, and we actually are pretty good at vill fighting because our vills regenerate HP. And things look a little awkward for Genbo, but he was able to defend. It looks horrendous, but he did a good job. Get the second TZ, keep producing, did keep a vill lead, and was able to clear things up. So, game number 1 for Genbo there. Let's go ahead and head into game number 2. Game number 2 is going to be played on Terrace. So Terrace is an open map, but it has the feature of terraced terrain. We'll get to that. So we have, oh, sorry, 4 times a little too fast, dude. 2. Chris in the red with the Franks. In the blue with the Tatars. Genoese Crossbow. Whoa, wait, we picked Tatars for our opponent on this map in the pool? So as you can see, it's a nice open map. But we have these... It looks a little awkward, but this is like elevation. Like this sort of gets higher and higher up. You cannot build on this rock. So something about this map is that the woodlines are typically very exposed. Chris has this sort of nice woodline back here, but it's like kind of awkward to wall in. This is probably better to take here, but again, it's like awkward to wall in. Genbo could do this. This is okay. You can't really wall it, but you could tower here if you needed to. So playing with a lot of aggression is, I think, good on this map. Gets you map control. You can hit a wood line, etc. And typically scouts are probably a really good opening on this map. You could go into range later if you need to. Chris typically likes to go for what we saw in the last game, which is forward man-at-arms into archers or skirms. I guess if your opponent is on archers, which typically they will be. Now, Franks are not well renowned for their man-at-arm skirm rush, but they could do it decently. The nice thing also for Chris is they will get horse collar automatically. So we don't even have to click that, which is excellent because Chris doesn't like clicking eco upgrades, so he's going to get it for free. But yeah, Franks are more known for their scout rush and especially their knights, which is probably why Genbo picked Franks for his opponent here. We can still go for the men-at-arms opening, of course. I think it actually should be okay. You do need quite a bit of food to produce a bunch of man-arms if you wanted to spam them out. So it's like decent, but it's not like the full potential of the Franks. But we could see an FC into Knights. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw that from Chris. Tatars, on the other hand, are not known for their Knights, although they do have them. They also have Step Dancers. They're more known for their like crossbow CA play, and CA should be pretty good on this map, but they might be a little bit too slow to get into, especially against Chris. But they have an elevation bonus. Their crossbows, or sorry, all of their units deal extra damage, or has a bonus on their elevation bonus damage, which is nice on this map. The only thing is, Genbo did like to take downhill fights in the previous map, so hopefully he doesn't do that this time. Chris is coming forward. Actually, he's under the TC, but we had no vills to garrison because we used all the herdables there. We're going to slow down now. We have the classic militia, 4 vills, scout forward, militia, or sorry, man-arms coming. We actually have 4 militia. But yeah, it's actually decent for Chris, but again, because our vills can place horse collar farms automatically. We're gonna go into another range opening, which is kind of have to do that against this. Scouts is a less good play. I don't think this is a good idea because we have no wood eco right now. And men-at-arm and scout are in. Okay, we have a single archer at least. We're gonna lose a vill. They're gonna lose a scout. We get out, but we have no one on gold. Maybe we take this. We need to get on wood. I mean, the stragglers are not gonna last us long. I think we need to get on this. You know, maybe we could wall this tower, lumberjack, lumber camp. Why do you keep calling lumberjack? I didn't take these herdables either. That hurts. Or these. That's another reason why we didn't have any vills under the TC. And our eco will collapse in the near future because we're not going to have any farms. And we don't have really good wood. We're getting a blacksmith up already. We have 2 archers. We're making more man-at-arms though. So this looks pretty awkward for Genbo already. And the vills are getting picked on. This is actually like a decent map, I would say, for Chris. Because you can't really wall in your wood line very easily. So, and we don't even have a wood line, we just have stragglers. We only have 2 archers as well. I think if we don't have the gold to produce, we should just make skirms because we need more range units. But this is the thing, Genbo pulled away his wood vills so early And we've walled in these vills here. I mean, this is horrendous. The forward vills are all dead. Or they've gone somewhere else. No, they're not here anyway, from Chris. I don't know where they are. But we're about to have 8 man-at-arms against 2 archers. Yeah, now we're going for the lumber camp, but it's really late, and our lumber eco is terrible. And again, I think we need to make some skirms if we don't have the res for an archer, but we don't even have wood. Because we pulled... I think this was like the biggest mistake Genbo made. Now we're going to go back to that wood line, but we have 8 men-at-arms for Chris. Are we going to see a blacksmith? I guess there's no reason to make arson, really, because there's not many walls. Yeah, look at these nice horse collar farms. Wow. I didn't know Chris was such a boomer. Oh, these are where the forward vills went. Taking some nice wood there. 2 archers now. No fletching. 9 men-at-arms. Things are going to just get worse and worse for Genbo here, though. He needs to start cleaning up these men-at-arms. They're going to kill this house. We're back on wood, at least. And our gold is okay. We have 3 archers, which is definitely not okay. I don't think we need... this is atrocious efficiency here. And we pulled our vills away. Ooh. At least we have these vills, but this house is going to go down. Okay, well, we can micro these down. We don't have fletching, though. Ooh, we're going to get armor. If we have armor against no fletching, that's really bad. Yeah, now our food eco is not existent anymore for Genbo. Not getting those herdables really hurt, actually. Especially because they last longer as Tatars. Now Chris is going to get on this wood line. A tower is like... I mean, a tower doesn't do that much because the men-at-arms can just rush it. Especially with armor, but if we had archers as well. We're going to fight back, and now they have armor. Let's see. 1 armor versus... So it does 2 damage each for the vills. And the archers will do 3... Or sorry, do 2 damage as well. Without fletching. Ooh, this looks really rough. Back home, just like last game. And I don't know what to say about this farm, but at least we don't have to worry about putting them under a full work. I would say, yeah, usually this is more of a scout map in general. Yeah, don't worry, Addictive. He hasn't changed that much to click horse collar. He hasn't even picked double bit X. Oh, he get double bit X now. Wow, that's OP. And we don't even have a lumber camp now. But yeah, I would say this is typically more of a scout map because things are so open. You can hit a lot of eco pretty quickly with scouts. You could go like a forward is actually I don't think it's that bad either because so much is exposed and it's really hard to wall up. Although, if we had a better wood income, we could probably be in a better spot. We probably have like 12 archers by now and have fletching already. But we're going to get fletching in now. We do have almost 7 archers. We're going to go forward. And again, Chris has nothing at home, so we could lose like legitimately everything. Mark is going to come up. Wants to go for Castle Age in the near future. These men-at-arms are roaming around. Going to make some archers at home to defend. Which we do need because these men-at-arms are pretty dangerous. Again, they have armor. They're especially dangerous when the archer's not microed away. These archers can do damage right now. They're just tickling the blacksmith. Oh no, I hope we don't pull these back. We can't pull these back after we went so far forward. Oh, Genbo, no. Oh no. Oh, we're getting all of our egos getting pushed all around. No, don't. Oh. Yeah, just go forward. You can kill everything here. There's nothing back home. We didn't even make a range for Chris, but we are going to be up. So again, we'll probably see a siege workshop. We do have blacksmith already, yeah. Of course we do. And again, we lose archers against the TC. Really rough for Genbo. If we got the archers forward, instead of pulling them back there, they could have been on the woodline and killed all of this. But as it stands, again, Chris is going to be up faster. The eco is horrendous for Genbo. And it looks pretty bad. But, again, Chris was up to Castle Age last game first. And Genbo was able to defend. The problem here is that We don't have any walling, really. Like, all of our vills are out in the open. We're getting foraging in now. Now we go again. I mean, it's good to do damage here, but I don't know if that's going to be good for Genbo. I mean, because once we have a siege workshop, these archers aren't going to do anything anymore. And we can even get our castle age upgrades if we want. Fully upgraded longswords for Franks, right? At least in the castle age. Up to castle age. Oh yeah, the GG is called. Yeah, fair enough. So things kind of got pretty disastrous all over here for Genbo. I think, you know, there are a number of problems. You can see how, like, this map is much better for Chris because you can't really wall. On Wolfhill, you're able to wall. So that helps a lot. Also, Genbo's archers love sitting under the TC, which is not healthy for them. If these archers, both they didn't get pulled back and they didn't get killed by the TC, they could have killed everything. And then, even with the castle age time, Genbo could have stabilized. I also think if Genbo was able to find these forward vills, that would be huge. But, a nice game. Game number 2 goes to Chris. So, we're going to see how the last game here goes. Now, this is a playoff 3, so we would play the third game anyway. But it's a little bit different settings than a typical best of 3 would be. So, loading up game number 3. We're going to be playing this on Nomad. So, Nomad, again, I wouldn't typically consider to be Chris's strong suit, so to speak. But he could, you know, there is some potential for being aggressive, right? Even like going for fast castle, forward siege if you want, or even unique unit, I would say. Makes a little more sense. We'll see. I don't know if Chris is a unique unit player. I know he's certainly not much of a water player. Oh. But we have Genoese Crossbowman here in the green with the Berbers. Jawoloping Chris in the blue with the Burgundians. So we picked Burgundians because it's great booming civ, which Chris is not known for. However, we did click double BitX in the last game, which is, that's progress. Dock up for both players, and this is an extremely close spawn. Genbo should spot this, and I assume Chris should probably spot this as well. So a very close spawn like this definitely favors the more aggressive player, because you can think about going, you know, tower rush, going archers forward, men arm forward, whatever. You know, if you're more further away, if like Genbo's here, Chris is like here, it's not really worth it to go for feudal land aggression. What is always typically worth it to go for some navy presence. Now Chris is not known for his naval combat, I wouldn't say. Also, I don't know. Okay, we don't see that boar. Fair enough. We should pull that boar instead of long distance mining the deer. This opening looks a little awkward for Genbo already, but we do at least have a single fish out. See a second fish out for Chris. But as I was going to say, Chris is not known for his water play. But, you know, a few fishing ships here and there is still decent. It's pretty close to the enemy docks, so Genbo can kill those without too much difficulty. But, you know, I assume we aren't going to see too much fish from Chris. But, we'll see. I could be proven wrong, you know. Start looks a little rough for Genbo. Not seeing this boar earlier makes a big difference. Boar coming in now for Chris. Okay, now we're going to go forward and get this. Again, we sent another sheep here, which I'm not sure why, because we know that one got converted earlier, so we know our opponent is over there in some sort of capacity. Let's see, how's the scouting here? Okay, we're doing some nice scouting. There's a boar here we could pick up on. Chris is looking for... Okay, he's going to go mill. That's fine. Neither player clicking up super fast. Well, actually, we should be clicking up pretty soon with all this food for both players. We have a nice gold Actually, decent maps for both players. Long term, Chris is kind of in a corner, right? Like, we could wall here and here. And it'll be tricky for the Chris to get out. Of course, you could, if you got a dock, you could transport, especially with the update now. Your transport ships automatically have 20 carrying capacity. So, you can transport a whole village pretty easily, I would say. We'll see what happens. Take another boar. Now, neither player has dropped a barracks. Chris is floating a lot of wood. We could drop a barracks already. Second dock. No second dock for Chris, so I think we're just going to give it the water, which I would be expecting. What could kill Genbo here is if he overmakes, like, Navy military. You can make, like, literally just one fire, and that'll clear things up, and then just add fishing ships, which would be great. But what are we going to do on land? Because, oh, I think Chris wants to go for a fast castle, actually. Which is kind of crazy. We're for galleys. I don't know why we go for galleys. But if we stop at 2, I'm okay with that. They are better at sniping fish. Castle Age for Chris. Okay. On gold? Oh man, this is crazy. Like, if your opponent spawns this, or drops their TC this close to you, I think it's criminal not to go for forward aggression. Look, there's literally nothing. Chris hasn't even walled. We could kill literally everything and he would die immediately. If we went forward with archers or even scouts and like a tower, everything would be dead. But Genbo is not doing that. At least we will have the water though. We'll kill the fishing ships. We can add our own fishing ships. And double bidaxe is clicked. And gold mining. Whoa. What is Chris planning here? Just knights maybe? This market, I kind of would prefer just wall here and here. Again, I think this is a strange way to play things. Like, I know that we're expecting our opponent to be the aggressor, but if we see that they aren't doing, like, literally anything, they haven't made any Navy military, they haven't made any land aggression, they have to be going Castle Age, we could have just killed everything here already. But, alas, we are not there. And again, Genoese Crossbowman has lamed his own gold mining section. Should really make the market and blacksmith into a wall here. But, okay, we're going for stone. I don't mind camo archers. I also wouldn't mind some walls on the side. At least here. If not here, then at least here. Double siege workshop. And Genbo is going to be 2 minutes from Castle Age. We will have the fishing eco. If we add more fish, that'd be great for us. I mean, you can add like a dock here too. That'd be really nice. But we don't have any walls to stop this. And we're going to just see full aggression from Chris. Which is, you know, really big surprise. We do have double bidaxe and gold mining. Or sorry, I was looking at the wrong. Double bidaxe here. So, I mean, I like the castle, but it might be a little slow. I mean, we need to get our own siege workshop out. But these scorpions are going to do a lot of work. And we're making some awkward house walls, but it's okay. Again, like a wall here would go so hard. Also, another dock and more fishing ships would also go pretty hard. Okay, we're gonna drop a tower. I think I like that. Just to buy yourself some more time. You could also think about going for fletching, because eventually you want to go camo archers, and it's nice to have for the tower. But if we had a wall here, we would have saved ourselves so much heartache, because the scorpions can't do anything. I mean, the ram can, but we didn't have a ram until just now. We're up to Castle Age. What are we going to see from Genbo? Do we see another TC? We're going to see a castle, but where is the castle going to happen? That's what I want to know. The ram going forward now. Okay, we have nothing to stop this. But we can make a castle and just add TCs, and with the fish, we should still be fine. As long as we redock and get some deep fish. Okay, we add a castle here. Or not. We add a castle. Okay. We moved it slightly further back. Chris doesn't see this. If Chris saw this right now, I think Genbo just dies on the spot. But as it is, we're going to be okay. We don't have a TC anymore, but we're going to add a lumber camp. And we have a castle. So we should be okay. Ooh, look at that. Berber castle. It's very nice. But we don't have a great setup. No one on gold yet. Chris again. What a boomer. Added 2 farms. Is still making bills, kind of. I mean, we're housed right now, but that's a lot of scorpions. Knights could deal with that. Some camel archers would go hard in the enemy's base. Okay, we're adding a TC at least. One day I would love to see a redock, but you know, I don't want to get too greedy. Bowsaw coming in for Genbo. The scorpions are going to continue to be a menace. A single mangonel would help us out a lot. But the game is actually somewhat even, I would say. We're going to lose the market, which is unfortunate. How's the value destroyed look? How can I not see that? I don't know where to find that. I'm sure it's pretty good for Chris. But yeah, actually, we have enough scorpions to just... That's why TC actually would probably be better here. We're still not on gold anywhere. We really need a siege workshop. Or like... I mean, so ideally what I would like to see is a cam archer kill everything. There's nothing at home for Chris, like every other game before. And a single siege workshop. Okay, siege workshop. Very good. With the mangonel. But Chris is going to be very aggressive here. It's good for him that like every civ has access to rams and scorpions. Not every civ has access to mangonels anymore. They do have a mangonel equivalent, which I think the rocket cart should do decently for Chris anyway. So this is kind of a weird game state still. I still think it's okay for Genbo. Like we had a lot of idle eco time. We're heading in a market. We don't have a TC. And the seed's gonna continue to roam around and actually can kill a lot of vills. We don't have a TC to replace these right now. I don't know, where's our mangonel? Oh, we didn't have a market, but we can actually get on this gold now. I mean, just like put a mining camp here. We need to sell and get a like one mangonel. Actually, one mangonel will die to this, so maybe you need 2 mangonels. But things are going to continue to snowball, and we're not putting any pressure back home. And now we have our opponent making a mangonel, which can kill our own mangonel, which is pretty rough. Again, not walling here is coming to bite Genbo. Horse collar, manually click the horse bar collar and wheelbarrow. They are cheaper for the Burgundians. Genbo's kicked back to the other wood line. Okay, now we dropped a TC here. But yeah, we really need a mangonel. We need like army. We really, at least we have the fish. It's getting quite inefficient, but at least we have them. Is there a vill over here? The vill must have gone. Can't even add another or another dock. So we have a mangonel. It's a nice shot. We do have to be careful actually with this many scorpions. Okay, this looks okay. We're clearing this up. It's still. Oh no, we cannot lose this mangonel. This is precious. Oh. Okay, well at least we clear a lot of scorpions. We need another mangonel, and we don't have it. We don't have the res. Ugh. And also no cam archers. I mean, still like just like 2 cam archers would just kill a lot here. But Genbo is like does not have the res for it. And Scorpion's gonna sit on the wood line. I almost wonder if I mean I don't know if Genbo can really afford to just drop a TC like way further away somewhere. Because the siege can still catch up even though they're slow. We're going to lose our 3rd TC of the game, I believe. Okay, now we're dropping a barracks because we're going to go into stable, I assume. Now, knights would be able to deal with this. But we do have 3 monks for Chris. This dock will go down in 5 years. Ooh, okay. Do we see a nice mangonel shot? Redemption? Redemption is coming in for Chris. Has he ever clicked that tech before? I don't know. But that is really bad for Genbo. Market is going down. And these vills keep getting moved around. Like the idle eco time is really rough. And we have horse collar farms for Chris here. Sanctity coming in now for Chris. I mean, Genbo isn't like... Genbo would be dying harder if Chris actually like added TCs. Because he could be up to like 100 vills by now. But like, I'm not sure if I see a way for Genbo to like not, like to win. I mean, he's like not dying right now. But his eco is so inefficient. He's gonna add another castle in the near future, it looks like. But where are we gonna put that castle? Rams coming forward. Menacingly. Losing more vills. I've actually only lost 6 vills, which is not that bad. Oh! What? I don't know. I don't know if this is the play. Our whole eco is dropping a castle on our opponent's face, but the scorpions are coming in, the rams are coming in. These scorpions really need to haul ass around the other side. Does this castle go up? Oh wow, it actually goes up. Huh. Okay. Well. It doesn't do as much damage to the eco as Genbo would have liked, but it does secure us a gold and a woodline at least. And a knight comes out for Chris. Max was going down. I don't even know how much wood we've lost in destroyed buildings. No! Why are we going here? Just get wood here. Or even get the berries, that'd be so nice. Okay, well, that's fine. We have a lot of low vills. They will die pretty quickly to some scorpion shots. But on the bright side, they do move faster. So at least with all this moving faster, the Berber villagers getting some nice cardio in. And they're a little quicker to find a new location. This is a lot of mangonels, though. They can't quite kill a castle. Yeah, the scorpions... Still, like... I mean, I think we could chop wood here. But... everywhere we go, the scorpions are harping us. Harping us? Is that the word? I don't know if that's the word I was looking for, but that's what I used. Scorpions go down. The rams actually could ram down this mangonel. The vill count is actually still pretty close, funnily enough. Again, like, if Chris had added 2 TCs, the game is completely over. But because we're still only on 1 TC, it's not as over as it would be. But I wonder if Chris will start adding TCs. Because, like, at this point, what do we really need to, like, fully kill? Either we have to commit to, like, a big ram push, or we just go to Imp. And Imp is, like, the safer play, but I don't know if I'd call Chris a safe play. It's a nice mangonel shot, but there are more mangonels for our opponent. Can we get another shot? Not quite. I don't know if Chris has even showed his hand with the Redemption Monks. Like, I don't think they've even tried to convert Siege at this point. We're going to drop another market. This is like our 4th or 5th market, I think, for Genbo. Man, I like... oh! The monk's coming forward. And we're going to convert the mangonel. Does Genbo react in time? Monk can get pulled under range. Okay, not quite. This market's gonna go down. There's just 2 rams sitting there. The pressure's kind of stalled from Chris, though. We could add more eco and more military now for Genbo. We could start adding in knights. That's really what we need. Or even light cav. I wouldn't mind light cav either, because our opponent has monks. Or really just something. But our opponent, Chris, adds another forward stable. Or not another. Well, I guess this is kind of forward just because we're So close. Mangonels around here. Are we gonna spot the forward stable? Yes, we are. Are we actually? We don't have a TC. I didn't even realize. We haven't had a TC for Genbo for a while. And we're adding a second TC for Chris. So our people might become extremely educated, but we're not going to have that many of them. Which, at least in Age of Empires, is not what you want. You want more people, even if they are less educated. Yeah, we actually don't have a wood for a TC either. We do have a market, at least. This market has stayed up, at least. Okay, we even redocked. That's really nice for us. These fish are still alive. Actually, the mangonel could kill them, though, funnily enough. This market may go down. I hope we buy the wood for another TC. We can't go to Imp if we don't have a TC. Ooh, conversion comes in. Do we have Sanctity? We did get Sanctity, so we actually get converted. Whoa. Big plays from Chris. Big plays. Now, I wonder if we're going to see more eco upgrades than this. We have 2 camel archers now. No upgrades on them. But this is nice. They can just pick off these vills. They can't really do anything. Still no TC from Genbo. I think we needed to see a TC. Like, it kind of looks like he's... Oh, no. We need a TC. Genbo, we need a TC. We haven't made vills in years. I mean, I know that this is good for your idle TC time, but you really want to be producing from that. Because, look, now we're going to have double vill count for Chris. And Chris might actually go to Imp here in the near future. We have some camel archers, which are a really good unit, but they don't have any upgrades, and there's 5 of them now. You can also snipe down mangonels too with them, which is good. Some more mangonels causing havoc. Monastery coming up. That might get rammed down. Okay, we made a knight. We don't have a TC. Genbo still hasn't added a TC in. This is the world's slowest Burgundian boom. The university's even gonna die. Again, these are like fletchlingless cam archers. And also the knight is cheaper, but it is unupgraded, unfortunately. And the cam archers are gonna die. Double the eco count for Chris. I mean, now we're gonna get TC up, but it just feels like Genbo has never really been able to stabilize. Even when it looks like he's stable, and then you know, he like starts to build something a little further out from his castles, and then it gets sniped. Now the real spacey thing is Chris going to... Wow. Okay, so we see Imp. Will we see Bowsaw, Heavy Plow, Handcart even? That's what I really want to know. Are we going to see Paladin? We're up to 24 bills on food. Are housed. And we don't have a castle, but we have the stone for it. So we'll probably see a castle for Chris in the near future. And with that, we can make trebs. These chem archers are getting destroyed. Again, no fletching on them. I don't think we even have a blacksmith. Yeah, we don't have a blacksmith. So again, like Genbo he's managed to not die, but I don't see a way for him to win, is the big problem. You can not die for a very long time, but that doesn't mean you're gonna win. Eventually, your opponent will go up to Imp. Make a university, even. See, think about this. You know, you destroyed your opponent's university, and you're investing into your people's future. Like, even if, you know, if I'm a villager from Genbo, I won't even, like, I'd rather just move over here. Got way better setup. Much safer. Life expectancy is way better. The literacy rate is a lot higher. And there's like more people too, right? Like you can make, maybe you don't like having more people, but you know, you have more potential for friends, right? Like the more people, there might be more dickheads, but there might also be more people that you could be friends with. Also, you know, they're even more advanced, right? They're in Imperial Age. Your opponent, just like they learn how to make castles and train people how to stand on a horse, but they don't know what fletching is. Castle on the hill, classic. Would have loved to see the castle before Imp hit, but you know, I'm not gonna be too critical. I don't know if we see... For everyone's sake, this might be a fast forward cast. Yeah, I think I'm gonna put this on 2 times. It feels like I mentioned, Genbo has been able to not die, but I don't think he's really capable of winning at this point. Because we're going to see a Treb. Chemistry is going to come in for Chris. We're up to 69, 70 Vils. Idle TC time is going to skyrocket, but we still have 19. I mean, I don't know why we have idle TC time when we have 1,500 food. But hey, I won't, I can't be too critical. You're an Imp and your opponent's still in Castle Age, and I don't think... Well, they might keep to Imp at some point, but I don't know. Riding the Blacksmith. Second Treb is coming out. And I think with this... Oh, welcome, Light Knight. Yes, I am a very special YouTube streamer. Because I am unique and it's just easier for me. And because, especially because my VODs just go up automatically onto the live tab. So I don't even have to waste time uploading. That was the thing. It took me forever to upload casts onto my YouTube. So this is way easier. Single unprotected bombard cannon could get sniped by the chem archers that are now have bodkin. We're gonna add another TC, but again, now the Vil lead is actually huge for Chris. And we're still in Castle Age. Our fish have been inefficient for quite a while. I gotta know, Chris, is this the first time you've used a bombard cannon in a ranked game? Or have you gone to Imp before? I don't know. I don't usually see your games last this long. We are housed for Genbo. And like I said before, you know, the Vil life expectancy for Genbo's empire is, like, pretty bad. It's, like, much nicer to live in Chris's empire right now. Unless you're, like, a Scorpion or something. Then you know, you're kind of on the front lines, but... If you're a Vil, it's not so bad. Actually, it's pretty bad in the Feudal Age, but this time it's fine. Chemistry, Scorpions. With Ballistics, even. Shred those camels. And, yeah, I mean... Enough as Genbo, I think this is, this feels very over. You click the button and all of a sudden you're an Imp. Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it? Yeah, this is, things have been spiraling down for Genbo for a while. And now I think they are, like, very, very, hopeless. My presumption is that, like, Genbo has just been acting on instinct. And I respect his attempt to stay alive, right? And not die. And maybe he's thinking, well, Chris doesn't really add an eco, so maybe the score is, it can't be water. But it's just all military kills. But unfortunately, this time, Chris is up to about 100 Vils. We have the new patched transport ship that has extra carrying capacity. 20 now. Well, it's not extra, but it's like without any upgrades. And we're clicking Paladin for Chris. We're gonna have Paladins. Amazing. They're cheaper for the Burgundians. They're much easier to get to, but we have I mean, our eco is amazing at this point. Although we are still missing upgrades, but we got Bosa. So we're gonna see some glorious Burgundian Paladins. There they are. I mean, at this point, yeah, Genbo, you're just like, I'm sorry, but you don't have any hope. You at least killed the bombard cannon. That's nice. But you have nothing to deal with the Paladins anymore. I mean, those could just run in, kill the TC, kill the University again. The Trebs are sitting back here. They are taking a break. But they will come forward in the near future, I assume. Getting Blast Furnace now. This is like the 6th market that Genbo has built. And we are relocating. But we're kind of out of space. We'll be out of space completely in the near future. We have a monastery with a single monk who is about to be sacrificed to the paladins. We have enough res to go Imp again next game. These Vils... do finish the TC, but they have to stay in the TC forever. Making some camels, but there are no upgrades but bloodlines on them against fully upgraded Burgundian paladins. So this is I mean, this is very over. It's like there hasn't been a chance for Genbo for quite some time. But now there really is like there's nothing left. I think that, the fish did save Genbo for quite a while, though. Even though they got quite inefficient. But, like, I don't know if I ever saw a single farm from him. And, yeah, at least we had that to keep our TCs producing when we had a TC. But for like, a long time, we didn't have any TCs. So the Vil lead just became worse and worse for us. Never saw a third TC from Chris, but 2 was enough. We got to Imperial Age. Might even get 200 pop for Chris. This market is actually still alive, which is funny. Because I thought I saw a new one built over here or something that got destroyed. And we have some camels, but again, just bloodlines on them. I don't know how we managed to make this many camels, given our position, but I don't think it matters at this point. Only 2 trebs, but that will be enough against no trebs. And the bomber cannon will get sniped again. I guess it's kind of rough to be a bomber cannon in Chris's domain, it seems like. And we're actually like, I think we chopped like all of the wood here. That's how long this game has lasted. Camels come in for, I guess, a raid. But we're gonna add another castle here, but it's just like, I mean, there's not really much left here. We're gonna kill some Vils at least, so we can feel good about that. We can even up the eco KD a little bit. We can even kill these Vils here. These trebs are unprotected. They do no. Okay, actually, they start finally the paladins to protect. We have, oh my god, so much res. It's like we could make a wonder, honestly, at this point. Honestly, I would like to see a wonder. What if Chris could just like sell and buy some stone, just build a wonder, you know? At this point, you have so much res, you may as well. We haven't dealt with this castle. We've dealt with this corner. And mining more stone. I think Jimbo is trying to mine out all of the stone on the map, so there's nothing left for Chris. We have to buy our stone. But it was a nice set from Chris. Even though he had kind of an orthodox civs for him, he's able to make it work anyway. I think the biggest thing, I mean, there are a lot of things Jimbo could have done better. So could have Chris, like any game, right? But the biggest thing to me I always think about is the fact that Jimbo, like A, did not go for any feudal aggression when the TCs were here and here. And B, did not wall up when we know Chris is an aggressive player and is going for fast castle and is probably going to go siege. I think that was like the biggest thing. At least if you had walls here, you could slow down a little bit so you could get a siege workshop up. But as things went, things started to snowball more and more. But, you know, Genoese Crossbowman put up a pretty good fight. I think he, of course, won game number 1. Game number 2 he did lose, but I think if he just sort of made a few less mistakes with like sending his eco all around the map and kind of just making them very idle, he could have defended. And also a few mistakes with his, what should I call it? A few mistakes with his archers, sort of moving them around. But yeah, I think we will have 65 paladin, full control group. Like 5 left over. And I guess we're going to see the full defeat here. I think this is the last batch of Vils Genoese Crossbow has. We're going to see another castle here. Just to show Chris how much stone I have. As a last symbol of resistance, behold. Wait, 75%. I don't know what... What's the 75%? I don't even know what that is. Nobody escapes the grasp of the Empire. I will die free. Ah, that's what he's talking about. Amazing. And, and the GG is called. Well, GG to both players. Congrats to Chris for taking the game. We were able to see Chris make 67... Well, I think he made more, right? 84 paladins total. Crazy. Truly crazy. I would love to see a wonder. But unfortunately that didn't happen. Maybe next time, Chris, you think about it. Next time you get to Imperial Age. Think about making a wonder. Did see some very nice Berber castles. But yeah, I think things really fell apart in Feudal Age. And then things spiraled further and further out of control. As they tend to go when you're against Chris. Either, you know, in or against Chris's favor. And actually, the eco was like always better for Chris because his eco units, or his vills were always working, and he got a bunch of eco upgrades, which is pretty crazy. But I think that is all for me, folks. Last time I did something like that, like James, your opponent lectured you. Well, I don't think. Yeah, I think he was assuming like. He was dealing with the Chris he expected, which is like no eco behind, and he didn't realize like how far behind he was, which like fair enough. And I also think like in a game like this, you're kind of just acting on instinct. You're just sort of, you know, you're just like, okay, you have some random units here, you add some more TCs, etc. I don't think he was trying to agree with it or anything like that. He's a nice guy, so I don't think he was trying to be rude about it. But that is it for me, folks. If you want to watch the rest of the cast that you missed, I'm going to end the stream, and you can see on my YouTube channel. You should be able to see it on the live tab. And if not, I guess you can ping me or something, and I'll figure something out. We'll see. I don't know if I'm going to cast more games at some point. Hopefully at some point I will in the near future, but usually I don't have time. Or if I do have time, I usually want to be playing the game instead, to be honest. But yes, so that's all for me. I guess I may as well drop a link to the Discord. I have it in the description, but I'll drop it right here. Where's my Discord link? Hopefully Nightbot doesn't ban me, because that would be very awkward. I'm going to add this in. Oh, I actually do have a game myself today in like 5 hours, I think, for KCIP. Oh, Light Knight's going to go cast? Alright, everyone go to Light Knight's channel then. I don't know if there's a way to raid on YouTube. I don't think there is. So, just check out Light Knight's channel if you want to see some more casting. I might show up later at some point. We'll see if I have time, but I'll let everyone know. But yeah, I'm off to go. I have a game later today. I have a game later as well. Cast in 15 minutes? Alright. If you want to see some more casting for KCIP, go take a look at Light Knight's channel. Otherwise, that is all for me. Thank you, everyone, for sticking around, and I'll see you next time.